This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches. Alexandra Rodriguez. I had to look to remember who I was watching. Couple of things. I have a new office outside on my porch. We're going to call this the summer office, which means a couple of things. I have a new mic. I don't know if you can see it. Sound might be a little different. Got a new camera. You can't see it, but no more Gray Dot Club. So if you didn't join the Gray Dot Club, you'll probably still have an opportunity at some point, but not on this camera. See if you can spot the difference. And thirdly, it does mean that the cat is going to be wandering in and out, crying because he wants to go outside. Fun fact, though, apparently he's taught some of the mockingjays outside to cry in cat. Anyway, so I think those are all the warnings that you need. So, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. We are roughly 400 subscribers away from sponsoring another cat. So, not in my house. We will be sponsoring through a program. So, if you guys remember Ida from back when we hit 10K, I think 8K. I can't remember when we sponsored Ida. Either way, if you guys remember Ida, we sponsored her through the Beagle Freedom Foundation. I believe they're still sponsoring cats. So if they are, I would like very much to do another cat sponsor. But if you guys remember Ida, you will remember that we sponsored her. She got adopted pretty quick after we sponsored her. And so we are no longer sponsoring Ida. So that's a good news, actually, though, because she found her forever home. So we now have an empty spot in our virtual hearts for a tiny blue cat. So if you guys are interested in sponsoring another cat, tell your friends. Like I said, we're roughly 400, 350 subscribers away. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, hit a milestone. Let's get to 12K. Anyhow, that being said, this is Alexandra Rodriguez's most recent video. This is actually from a day ago, from Mother's Day, which was May 11th. Today is May the 12th, all day, every day. And this video is about 23 minutes long. I have her sped up to time and a quarter. I don't know what this is about. I haven't watched it yet. It sounded, it sounds interesting. It's her playroom decor updates plus low point oatmeal cream pie. That's actually what I'm more interested in than anything. I watched another one of her videos where her and her mom were out buying things for the playroom. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the mom vlogging, what is it called? Anyway, I'm not a mom. If she were vlogging about her dog or her cats, I could kind of get into that. She doesn't have cats, but if she did, I could kind of get into that because I can relate. As far as like the baby stuff, I don't know, man. In all defense though, when it's the bright shiny stuff, like when she was buying the sippy cup, I kind of got into that. But that's just because I really like bright shiny objects. So anyhow, let's I think she's still doing Weight Watchers as far as I know. I don't recall if we've had any actual updates on if she's managed to lose weight. I don't actually know what Alexandra weighs. So I don't. I think I get the feeling she's like Anna in that we don't actually know her weight. I don't need to know, honestly. But I do know that there's been like a recent scandal where she's been caught using filters. Here's my thing with that though. The same way that you can use filters to make someone look skinny, you can also use filters to do the opposite. So I always take things that I see on the internet with a grain of salt, especially since I know there are a lot of people on the internet who are very invested in making the girls look really bad no matter what. So I'm not saying necessarily that the filter fail thing isn't real, because it very well might be. I'm just saying, like, and a bunch of anonymous people on the internet putting a bunch of shit up on the internet and claiming it's real really needs to be taken with a grain of salt at all times. Maybe the filter fail is real. If it is, that's fucking frightening. If it's not, it's just another reason why we should all maybe take everything with a big, maybe salt shaker's worth of salt. I did watch another person whose name is going to escape me every damn time. Angela Unfiltered, I think it is. She watched, she went over some of the content and she was talking about the use of filters in CapCut, especially CapCut on your phone. And she did a little demonstration of her own with a little video of herself. And she ran it through the CapCut feature where you can use filter sliders on a video. And she used them on herself. And now she's probably, well, she is heavier than I am, but she's kind of like in the same space that I am where she's losing weight and she doesn't look as heavy as she says she is, kind of a deal. But anyway, so she took a video of herself, and I think she's just kind of like moving around, just kind of making a video for the sake of it, for example. And then she starts using the sliders. It's pretty shocking, actually. I was pretty amazed at what she was able to accomplish with those sliders. First, she just did like some real simple adjustments. You know, she just kind of brought her waistline in a little bit and kind of brought her boobs out some and just did like some, I think she made herself a little bit taller. And it was just like very subtle changes, but it was noticeable. And then I think later on she put a little caption down at the bottom. She said going crazy with the filters, and she just went like to the extremes with all of the different sliders on the filters, and she made herself look like a totally different person in my opinion. I mean, it was still visually her, but like she was like snatched waist, big boobs, tall, you know, it was crazy. So I can understand that it's possible to do, but keep in mind that the same way that she could make herself look like a skinny mini, the opposite can be done as well. So I just want people to, I'm not defending Alexandra. I know everyone's going to be like, oh my God, because it happens every time I tell people to take things with a grain of salt, because God forbid we be rational people on the internet. But I just want people to remember that, you know, the same way that you can make somebody look good on the internet, you can also make somebody look bad on the internet. And there are a lot of people on the internet who are very invested in making people look bad for no reason. It's just their hobby. So there you go. Just looking at what I have seen, it I'm not going to lie, the unfiltered or the filter fail pictures of Alexandra look weird to me. And that's why I'm like telling people to be kind of cautious about them. And the reason why I say they look weird to me is when you get to the part where, to me, when you get to the part where her face is, it just looks it looks unreal. It looks very, her face looks very altered in the unfiltered parts of the unfiltered picture parts. I'm not saying that the part where she's like the video part where she's posing, I think she's something like I found my summer mama look or something like that, where she's showing off some like blousy pants and like a t-shirt or something like that. I'm not saying that doesn't have some filtering on it because her skin looks like baby butt smooth. And I mean, her makeup's perfect and yada yada. So obviously she's using some kind of filter because who doesn't anymore? But is she using a slimming filter? I don't know. Probably. But the deal is like, is she really as bad as those unfiltered pictures supposedly look? Those just look weird, guys. They just look weird. Her face is like all sunken and she's got like, it just looks flat and she doesn't look like a person. And it's very strange. It looks like somebody went in, it really does look like somebody went in and very unskillfully tried to pull her body out to make her look whiter than she is. And to me, the picture that is supposed to be unaltered looks very altered to me. But I could be wrong. I can be very, very wrong. I am not an expert in these things. I'm just telling you what it looks like to me. So I can be wrong. Um, do I think Alexandra probably uses filters? Yes, 100%. Definitely. Do I think all of the girls use some kind of filter to some degree? Yeah, probably. I think of all of them that wouldn't use a filter, I honestly think Amber is like the least likely of them to use a filter. She probably uses some kind of like skin filtering or like I think she uses a chin pointy filter or something like that, and she definitely uses the hell out of Snapchat filters because we've seen her do it. But like, I don't think she tries to use like slimming filters on her body because what the fuck are you gonna slim? You know, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean to her, but she doesn't have a figure to slim. Alexandra seems to still have, she's kind of like Anna in that she still seems to have kind of like a proportional figure, which I think is why Anna, I do believe Anna was using filters and still tries to use filters for a long time because she still had a very, well, until recently, she still had a very proportional figure, even though she was like pushing 600. And it was obvious she was pushing 600, but it was proportional on her figure. I feel like Alexandra's kind of the same way, especially since she's had her tummy tuck and that kind of stuff. When Foodie does it, Foodie's kind of the same way as Amber in that like what you have no figure, so I don't know what you're slimming kind of a thing. Anyway, I'm really not trying to be mean. I'm just giving you guys. Oof, sorry about that. I'm just giving you guys my logic. Anyway, I wanted to address that because I can't remember if I did address it before, but I just always feel like when these kind of things start going around the internet, I feel like somebody should say something about, hey, grain of salt, just little, maybe tiny grain of salt, maybe. Again, I can be absolutely wrong. You know, you guys can argue with me in the comment section down below. It's fine. Um, One other thing I'd like to say, I've noticed that the comments, as much as I appreciate all of my comments, I really do. I've noticed a couple of you have been getting a little sharp with your commenting, and I like to kind of keep my comment section a little more respectful than other people's comment sections. So if you all could keep maybe the name calling down to a minimum, that would be fabulous. So just, throwing that out there. Anyhow, um that's a long enough introduction, I think. All right, I do have her sped up, I think I said, to time and a quarter. So let's get through this. I wonder what she's gonna do in the summertime because in the winter, she's got a thing with her double chin, and I know she does. And in the winter, she wears like this weird, ugly ass coat that she wears that's like up to here. And it looks dumb as hell. So I wonder what she's gonna do through the summer when she can't hide her chin with her coat. Because I know she's really insecure about her double chin. But anyway, let's start.
Good morning, you guys. I'm currently
Hi.
pulling in to get my car serviced because it
Yay.
shakes on the highway. So I'm pulling in, okay? Pulling in through this little area. Hopefully we're not.
That's a Tesla, isn't it? I've been told that it's like hard to get the Tesla service because they don't have. Oh my god, I have the ricketiest thing. I've been told it's hard to get the Tesla serviced right now because they're like running out of parts or something.
Here too long. But I brought my laptop so I can get some work done. So, all right. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully she's not too loud. Hopefully the sound isn't too bad. I'm still trying to figure out how to balance the sound out. I apologize if the sound's off. Hopefully my editor can fix that for me.
All right. Thankfully, that was super easy. And I was only there for about 2 hours. So I got to edit my video. I thought, oh my gosh, this is so good. My mom and I had this when we were on our vacation. I tried it because they didn't have it up here yet, but they had it in Florida. It's the 7-Up Tropical.
God?
Zero sugar. It's so good. It feels like a tropical fresca.
Okay. I will say I am currently looking for the Starbucks energy drinks. I think I've seen the blueberry lemonade one. I almost bought it. There's something else, but the one I am looking for is the watermelon because I like watermelon, and I haven't found the watermelon. I really want to try the watermelon because I like watermelon more than anything. So, and that's it. That's all I'm looking for. A friend told me I should try them.
Very, very good. So I brought one of these in my little Yetis. These
Is anything that isn't the name brand?
will keep your can cold for so long. We have them for like the taller, skinnier ones. So it can be like an Alani or like White Claw. They have them for the
Do you drink anything that isn't an? Do you drink just water? Have you ever drank like Walmart sparkling water?
Size of like a yerba. They have them for so many different sizes, but for like cans, just regular. I'll put a link. You need this for summer.
You can also just get like a can cooler. You can go to Michael's, get a can cooler like that. I think they're like maybe $4. Maybe. I think you can get them on sale sometimes for like 2 for like 6.
Nice and cold. It's
Mm.
so warm.
I don't even want
At
to know
the
how much
house
that
this morning,
costs.
it was like really chilly.
Hmm.
Now it's like it's weird because it's not like hot, but it's like muggy. So
It is muggy.
I edited my video and then I was watching 90 Day Fiance, and I'm on, I think it was episode 8, so I'm still a few episodes behind, but I've been watching it a lot the last few days just to I just love it. I just love it, and I love when I have like a lot of episodes to watch. But
Does she get? I'm not trying to be mean. Does she get lip filler? Because it looks like she gets lip filler, and I'm just wondering because I'm wondering.
oh, the throuple, I just like I don't know where it's gonna end up because like I said, I'm only on episode 8, but it just seems really hard.
Really looks like lip filler, and I'm just wondering.
Like I just feel like jealousy would just be so hard to not, struggle with. So anyway, it's a good season though. I love me some classic 90 Day. But all right, let's go to Whole Foods so we can
Can you suck on your front teeth a little bit more? I don't think you've sucked on your front teeth enough yet.
get our I need to get meat to marinate for the day. I've been doing chicken with the Jamaican food the last few days, so we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do some steak. I'm gonna marinate it with like lime juice. It's gonna be so good. All right, back home from the grocery store. I think I showed you guys everything I got. We got bananas. I'm going to cut up that beef and get it marinating now. And then I went back to the produce section at the end and grabbed an onion and a lime for that as well. So we're gonna cut all that up together. I have been on a berry kick. Berries are like my favorite fruit, I'd say, probably. I don't know. You say something once and it gets held to you forever. So I've got strawberries, jumbo blueberries, and then I got 2 of my favorite, the sweetest batch blackberries. So I like to wash everything, cut up the strawberries, and then put all of it into one big bowl. And I've been having that for an after dinner snack if I'm craving something sweet. Or I'll just pick at it throughout the day, but I love berries. I got Anderson some of the Happy Baby organic tea.
How many points is that on Weight Watchers?
He likes to just chew on these sometimes. This is a new flavor he hasn't tried yet, though. The blueberry and purple carrot. So we'll see if he likes these.
Why do people feed their kids shit like that? I don't understand. Like, you start them early on this kind of crap, and then you wonder why they get addicted to food like this when they get older. Again, not a parent, but whatever. It's just logical. You start them on crap, they eat crap. You don't want them to eat this kind of shit when they're older? Don't feed them this shit when they're young.
And I got 2 plantains. If you saw the last vlog, I made air fryer tostones, and they were really good. So I'm gonna make some more to go with our food tonight. And then I also ended up grabbing some oat milk for Yar. And then
I hate oat milk. I hate it. I hate everything about it. I hate the fact that it exists. I hate the fact that everybody's all fucking gaga about it. I hate it. And you know why I hate it? Because for whatever reason, your fucking oat milk has made my soy milk go away. I hate you and your fucking oat milk.
here is our steak. I got the beef top round steak. It's very lean, also for 0 points because it's just a lean protein. The butcher said this is the leanest one you can get. All right, so I'm going to cut all that up and marinate the steak.
Because you wouldn't want to eat a high-fat meat. Gotta save those points for your McMuffins in the morning.
And typically I would like to do this early in the morning or even the night before, but we've got about 6 hours of marination happening soon, so we'll take it. It'll still be really good.
He's doing that thing I do. I can't talk too much. He's doing that thing I do where I kind of, especially when I've got fake nails on. Not my real nails. I only do this when I have fake nails for whatever reason. If I'm cutting meat, I like using my fake nails like they're grippers. And I like claw the meat with my fake nails when I'm cutting. I don't know why. It's only when I have fake nails on. If I don't have them, I don't do this. But I like sink my fake nails into the meat and then I cut. Don't ask. But I noticed she was doing the same thing. So it must be It must be a tactile thing when you've got fake nails on. Does anyone else do that? Is it just us? Are we just the weird ones here? It could be. It very well could be. Why are you? What? Why are you using such a small knife, yo? Go into this pepper, Boo. You took the top off. I saw that part. But why didn't you just like pull the inside out? Like you chopped the top off. That was way too much of the top to chop off, by the way. But some people they prefer that. But then you just stick your hand in there, grab hold of that white part with your fingers, and just twist and pull it out, and the whole damn thing just comes out. I mean, it's not even slimy or anything. You just put your hand in there, grab hold of it, twist, and pull the whole fucking thing out, and all you've got left is the part of the pepper you want. I don't understand why she's doing it this way. To each their own. I know some of the the YouTube chefs like to cut around it for whatever reason. They'll cut it off the top and flip it over and then cut around the I don't know. Just reach in there, pull it out, and chop it up. Not gonna bite you. Why are you using such a small knife though? I mean, you can just wash that butcher knife that you cut the meat with and just use it to chop the Do we not wash knives? Is that what we do? We don't wash knives here? I was watching I was watching I introduced my friend to Uncle Roger over the weekend. That was a lot of fun. But we were also watching old Uncle Roger, like 4 years ago Uncle Roger, so classic Uncle Roger. And yeah, that was the good shit, man. That was the good shit. Anyway, then I'm just Uncle Roger mode here. And seriously though, the walk comment. Wait, you only got one knife? You can't wash the knife? Don't knife block yourself, man. Just go wash the damn butcher knife. It's just some soap and some water. It's fine. Oh, now I'm scared. Okay. Did you peel that onion first? Take the skin off? Was the skin off this onion? Oh, okay. She cut it in half. All right, she cut it in half. Pink, pink. No, no, she didn't. What are you peeling? What is she peeling? I mean, there's the outer ring of the onion. Okay, yeah, but does she only need that much of the onion? Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening here? Okay, makes sense a little bit. You cut onion like Amber Lynn cuts onion. All right, cool. Well, is it supposed to be that chunky? Is it supposed to be that chunky? Sometimes it's supposed to be that chunky. I don't know what we're making. I don't know what that is. He's making something that Yar likes, right? This is something from Yar's family. Yep. You throw she just throw it back in the bowl. Fuck it back in the bowl you go. He's cooking over here. All right, I think we're back to normal. That was fun. That was fun. All right, it was fun. It was really fun. I just don't understand. I don't know what we're making. I really don't have a whole lot to add other than just the pepper. But that's just me being picky.
All right, good news. The playmat just got delivered. So I'm super excited to set it up. Anderson's asleep, and when he wakes up...
A playmat that looks like a rug? Didn't you already have a playmat?
We will play with it, so the timing is perfect. Also, with the playroom, I call it a playroom loosely. It's where we hang out and Anderson plays. It'll probably change a lot as he gets older and we could add other fun things like maybe a little play kitchen or, things that he can like crawl up and play with. But right now he's still very small. So this is kind of just like our cozy play area, but I'm excited to see how it evolves as he gets older. So I got the playmat. It's from House of Noah. We have the same ones in our kitchen. So they sell like padded playmats.
You have a playmat in your kitchen? That seems like a bad idea. But again, I don't know a lot about kids.
Standing mats for the kitchen. I think they have bath mats. They added soft furniture. I might buy some of that down the road. But they have so many cute designs and they're nice and thick. They feel like so comfortable. We love the ones in our kitchen. Like I have one that I can stand on while I'm like either doing dishes or cooking. And they are just, I don't know, it takes so much pressure off your feet. So
She's not talking about playmats, is she?
comfortable. It looks so cute. So I think playmats are like their original thing though. Oh, it's so pretty. I think it's gonna match really well in the room. So I'll link this one and you can like look at all the other colors and stuff. But I got the one, I think it's called Gemma. It's the Gemma playmat and I got the color Chateau. So it's just like a really, really pretty floral beige situation. So it comes in like tiles, like puzzle pieces that you put together. So I ended up getting the size, I think 6x8 total. It'll come out to be 6x8, which will be about the length of the couch and then 6 feet going this way. So it should be perfect. Fingers crossed, but I'm super excited. It's just like, it's like firm, but like cushion. So it's not like you're like bouncing on it like a trampoline, but you're getting support and we'll keep it like a shoe free spot.
Because they can't be on the floor. That would be weird. I don't have kids. Are children not allowed to be on floors anymore? Is that the deal? Are we not allowed to have kids on floors now? I have cats that puke on my carpet pretty regularly, so I can only imagine like I mean, I'm pretty sure kids do basically the same thing. I pretty sure it's not revenge puking. I'm gonna go that far, but like I'm pretty sure it's about as easy to clean up as the cat puke. Probably there aren't a lot of hairballs involved, but I don't know. I feel like this is I feel like we overcomplicate this shit. I not a parent. Yeah, I don't raise kids. I have cats. Also, if you're making a kids room, like this doesn't look like a kid's room. This doesn't look like a playroom. This looks like a living room. Like there's no I remember watching the video where she bought that blanket and she bought those pillows and I was like, "Oh, she's buying orange for the kids' room because she kept talking about the playroom." And I was like, "Cool, she's going to put some color in the room because she's a very beige woman, very, very beige, like very beige." I guess we're sticking with the beige. Like, there is no color in this room other than those 3 pillows and that blanket and the dog. And even the dog really is kind of beige if you really think about it. I it just doesn't look like a kid's room, you know? It doesn't look very stimulating. It looks very 40-year-old woman.
For Anderson to just crawl and play, keep it clean. It's easy to wipe down if we spill, keep it sanitary. So
What are you planning on doing this room?
Open it so you can get a better view.
He's like 9 months old, right? He's not doing arts and crafts yet.
It matches the artwork that we have.
I mean, that's really important that your beige ass tiles match your beige ass artwork in your children's playroom. Am I weird? Am I being weird? I feel like the shit I have for my cats has more color and personality than the shit this woman is buying for her kid. And again, don't have kids, not raising people, just keeping cats alive. But like, I just bought new runners so my cats can go out in the yard and they can be tethered and I don't have to worry about them trying to like go in the neighbor's area or getting, taken by hawks. Well, I mean, they won't go far if they do get snatched by a hawk, but anyway. But like I went out of my way to make sure that I have like 3 bright colors, like I have a pink one and a green one and a neon blue one because A, I want to be able to see them in the grass, and B, I just thought it would be fun to have colors for the different cats. It matches their harnesses. They each have a different colored harness. I mean, like, my cats have more color than her kid, and my cats are colorblind. Am I doing this wrong? What is happening?
Really nicely. That same kind of like taupey, beigey look.
Yeah,
Sorry,
oh.
Bruno, you can go back and sit. Bruno does not like to hang out while I'm like unboxing things. It stresses him out.
Well, we wouldn't want to stress the dog out by opening a box. Dude, I can't keep my cats out of boxes, but they are cats. That is completely fair. They are cats.
Okay, I'm sweating profusely, but I love it.
Congratulations, you have a rug. You have a foam rug that looks like wallpaper. Dude, the spackle behind me has more color than your fucking floor mat. Spackle, floor mat. Spackle, floor mat. You are raising a person. You are raising a person. There's no color difference between your floor mat and your couch. Like, I always thought you were supposed to have a lot of color for kids. I mean, not like I mean, maybe garish, but I always thought they were supposed to like have color to stimulate their like senses. I thought that was a thing that you needed to do. I don't know. I don't have kids.
So, fun little fact.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna want to read directions, which I
Yeah.
didn't see in here until I went ahead and went on the website
Uh-huh.
because I had assembled the whole thing and then
Right.
one of the pieces didn't fit, and I'm like, wait, what? So they explain like how the rounded corners are. I thought they were all kind of interchangeable somehow, but no. So you're gonna want to be careful with that. But yeah, I love the way it looks. As you can
Weren't really good with puzzles as a kid, were you?
see, like I said, it matches really nicely.
Huh? That is really important that your beige matches your beige. You wouldn't want your beiges to clash. That would My porch has more colors, and my porch is made out of cement.
Wall art. So yeah, now I'm gonna move his toys on here, and we're just gonna have so.
I wouldn't do that. You might lose the toys. They might blend too much, and I don't know if you'd see them, and then you might have a Lego incident. And do they make beige Legos? You might be setting yourself up for a world of hurt here. I don't know if you should do that.
So much fun. I can't wait for him to wake up. This kid loves.
Ah, thank God his toys have color. Thank Jesus.
Stackers.
His clothes don't, but his toys do.
You love stackers? What do you think? The mat is definitely a hit. Okay.
Is it? Kid even know a difference? The kid even understand? I mean, like, I'm pretty sure the kid would have been just as happy sitting on that wooden floor as he would have been sitting on that padded floor, but, what do I know? Look, man, I also come from a generation where we were dropped on our heads on wooden floors, so that could explain a lot, too, so I have said before, it's a small miracle we made it through toddlerhood. Y'all always are like, why is Gen X the way they are? Well, let me explain it to you. Oh, shit. Ah, I knew how to pull glass out of my hand when I was like 6. Oh, shit. Oh, my sister had to have a piece of glass come out of her hand that was, oh man, easy this long. And we just like right out of her hand. We just kept playing. My mom was pissed when we got home. And we got home around like, I don't know, 7. Got dark around 7. What do you do? It's not like she bled to death. It was fine. We were fine. My brother, we whacked him upside the head with a stick. Oh shit. Goose egg. I'm not kidding you. Goose egg that he probably should not have. We should not have let him go to bed. But we did. He's alive. He's fine. He's fine. Grown ass adult. Has 2 kids of his own. Perfectly fine. I'm just saying. Small miracle. We all made it to adulthood.
As part of my WW journey
Uh-huh.
/ health journey, whatever we want to call it, I'm going to do a new segment in the vlogs called
Okay.
Will It Skinify? Or Will It Healthify? Will it Proteinify? Will it... What do you guys want to call it?
Food? You're gonna make food? Can you just make food? Can we just make food? How about you just make the recipe the way it's supposed to be made and put it into Weight Watchers and see what the points are the way it's supposed to be made? You might surprise yourself. You may not need to add a bunch of artificial shit to it to get it to be as low a point as possible. If you aren't eating a bunch of crap through the rest of the day, you can probably get away with eating actual food for a treat. This is why Weight Watchers didn't work for me. And I think this is why Weight Watchers doesn't work for a lot of people, is because they play this game. This is the gamification that Weight Watchers causes. For some people, I'm positive it works because y'all tell me it does. But this is why it doesn't work for other people, because you get caught up in the game of the points. There's something mental about being told points, and this happens. And now you're trying to play math and you're trying to figure out how to get the thing that you want to be the smallest number of points, because smallest number is best number. And the next thing you know, you're mixing bullshit and chemicals together so that you can have something that tastes like cheesecake, but it's only, 3 points. It's only like 0 points. Like, it doesn't fucking exist. Just eat cheesecake. It's fine. Just don't eat the rest of the crap that you probably are eating the rest of the day that take up the rest of your points, like the Egg McMuffin. Or make your own Egg McMuffin. It probably has less points.
Leave it in the comments. I am going to be doing segments
Uh-huh.
where we take some of my favorite junky foods and trying to make them healthified. Will it healthify? Okay. I'm not the first to do this. Many people do it. Many people love food.
You have no original ideas? So I wasn't worried that you had been the first to come up with this. So no worries. I like Alexandra. She is like the closest thing to brain candy that Girl World has for me. But no worries, man. I was not worried that you had an original idea.
And want a healthier version of their favorites. So before you think about leaving a comment about it, just think, would you comment this on a skinny person's page?
Yes, it's okay. I don't care. Yes. If a skinny person was doing dumb shit like this, yes. Yes, I would. Y'all have asked me to react to Freely's stuff. Other than Freely is fucking crazy, and I don't want to deal with her level of crazy, I would totally react to Freely. Freely's next level. Freely's like boss level crazy.
The answer is no. Let's just skip it. So one of my favorite.
It's easy to hide behind the idea that the only reason people are criticizing you is because you're overweight, when it's not. There hasn't been a goddamn thing that she's done this entire video that I've criticized her for that has a goddamn thing to do with her weight. Not a fucking thing she's done that has had anything to do with her weight. And this fucking recipe that she's getting ready to do, nothing about this has to do with her weight. The only person that has even brought up her weight is her. I could give 2 shits. Like, this is the problem with fat acceptance and haze. The only people that give a shit about their weight is them. All of the other crap that they do, they're just trying to use their weight as an excuse to be shitty people. They want to be shitty people, and they want their excuse to be, you're just being mean to me because I'm fat. It's like, no, you're just being a shitty person because you want to use the excuse of being fat to get away with it. You don't get to do that. That's not how this shit works. It's like when Amberlynn tries to pull her BPD card. No, you don't get to be a shitty person just because you got BPD. It's just not how this crap works. And you don't get to slide. It's just, I'm not gonna let you. Same thing here. I don't care. You're gonna make some abomination of a recipe. I'm gonna comment on it because it's gonna be an abomination of a recipe. Hopefully you're gonna actually measure this one like you said you were gonna do on the last one and you didn't. That was my biggest complaint about that recipe, honestly. I'm gonna measure this out in case you guys want to recreate it. And the measuring's gonna be where? Where are the measurements again? You started out strong and then you were just like, fuck it, halfway through and you just quit measuring things. So I don't know where we are. It's one of that was my biggest problem with that one. But no, you don't get to be like, you guys are just gonna criticize me because I'm fat. No, I'm not. I'm gonna criticize you because your recipe sucks. Actually, I don't know, maybe it'll be fine. But that's not gonna be the reason I'm criticizing you. I'm gonna criticize your statement because it's stupid. Anyway.
Junk foods.
Uh-huh.
It's oatmeal cream
Anyway.
pies from Little Debbie. I have not had these in ages, so I want to try to make one
Those are good.
healthified. So we're gonna make them a little bit higher protein, a little bit.
Okay, in all defense, the Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies taste good because they are good tasting chemicals. There's stuff that started off as food, and then by the time they become the Little Debbie cream pies, they no longer actually resemble food. It's basically just like chemicals and food coloring with like some like textured items like tree bark texture so it feels like you're eating oatmeal. There's nothing food like in the Little Debbie cream cakes anymore, oatmeal cakes anymore. So you can't recreate that in your kitchen. It's all science. I'm interested to see what you come up with.
Bit lower in calories and points. I'm following the recipe from cheatdaydesign.com. I will put a link to it in the description box. So a lot of the ingredients in this are 0 point. So for the oatmeal cookies, we need oat flour, where you can just blend oats. Quarter cup of that, and then a quarter cup of straight up oats. So we've got 0 points for our oats. We need 1 scoop of vanilla protein powder. It says whey.
No offense, oats are good for you, but how are they 0 points? How is a fucking half cup of oats 0 points?
Casein blend. I don't think that's what this is. This is what I have though. So, all right. Quarter teaspoon of baking soda, quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, quarter teaspoon of cocoa powder, but it says it sounds weird, you won't taste it. 30 grams of brown sugar substitute or regular brown sugar, a teaspoon of molasses, which is why I've had molasses for I've been wanting to do this for a minute. And then 56 grams of light butter. Then for our cream filling, we have vanilla whey casing, splash of milk.
Butter is 0 points? Brown sugar and molasses are 0 points? What else did she say? So far, she's making cake. I mean, I'm not mad. Really? Okay. I mean, butter is 0 points? Okay. That's gonna be a lot of butter. She's making frosting, letting you guys know. Going off of the ingredients, I'm guessing. I'm just listening to the recipe.
Milk, and then whipped vanilla frosting, which I don't.
Never mind. Okay, so she's making oatmeal cookies. She's going to cream, butter, and brown sugar with molasses to make the oatmeal cookie. Okay, I see what's happening. I can see the recipe now. And then she's not going to make the icing herself. She's just going to use store-bought icing to make the cookie. The part, the thing that's going to have the majority of the calories, said icing, she's going to just use store-bought, which I guess is okay because then you can buy a sugar-free, fat-free, vanilla flavored chemical icing, I guess, and then you can actually achieve the Little Debbie oatmeal cookie flavor, but then just buy the fucking oatmeal, just buy the Little Debbie cookie. Let's go. I'll see you make these cookies.
I'll have to make some. I only need 3
I can't
tablespoons of
wait.
it. It's basically just powdered.
Icing is kind of a pain in the ass, so just powdered sugar, is it? Let's do this.
Sugar and milk, right? Well, now I'm just
Nope.
questioning everything. Oh man, I don't think I have frosting. Why would I have frosting?
A few minutes later.
All right, I ended up placing an order for the correct protein powder and for whipped frosting because I really want to do this recipe right, and I really want this to be like a fun series where we really try out these recipes because there are so many like healthy versions of things online, but like some of them are not good. So I really want to do this the right way. I just ordered.
I am mildly disappointed. I really wanted to watch her make frosting. This powdered sugar and milk. No, no. But I'm willing to watch you do it.
A few things from Walmart anyway, so I'm gonna have a delivery come within the next
Uh-huh.
like hour or so.
Uh-huh.
So stand by. All right, I'm back and we got our order. So now I have, excuse me, everything that we need for the protein powder. I have seen people rave about the Premier protein powder, and on the listing it said it was good for baking, and I think this is better. It's the way.
I have literal protein that is specifically for baking. And I bought it specifically for baking. It has no flavor. I don't know exactly why it's better for baking, but it is apparently. And I will say it is. If you guys are interested, I'll let you know. I don't know how many of you actually care. But it is specifically for baking. It has no flavor. It's not even vanilla flavored. It is flavorless. And it doesn't seem to like contribute to the bulk of whatever you're baking. So it's not like a flour replacement, which sometimes they'll use. Sometimes you'll see recipes that ask you to put protein powder in and they'll cut back on the flour or whatever you're using. This doesn't seem to do that. It just seems to add protein. So FYI. But a lot of times when people use this pre-mix stuff, because that's what I used to do. I used to use stuff like the Premier Protein. I used whatever brand Aldi has. It's the same shit. Anyway, that a lot of times you will see them cut the flour or whatever you're using. They'll cut it by however much they're telling you to put the protein powder in, or there's some kind of ratio. Just FYI. Stuff I'm using doesn't seem to do that. I've tried. It fucks the recipe up every time. So just letting you guys know. But mine is very specifically for baking. So there is a difference, is what I'm trying to say. Can you bake with this stuff? Yes. Is it fine? I've never had an issue with it. Is the other stuff different? Yes, it is different.
They didn't have a whey casein blend, but they had this. Said we could use it for baking, and then the one from Organic that I had was like pea protein for the top ingredient. So I think this is going to be much better. I'm glad we're kind of doing this the right way. Yeah, whey protein. Okay. So yeah, we've got this, and then whipped vanilla frosting from Betty Crocker. So I already went ahead and did out the points. So typically an oatmeal cream pie would be 8 points. And honestly, like not terrible, but also still like a lot. These are going to be half the points. For the items that do have points, we have the Premier Protein Powder to be 3 points. The vanilla frosting, 3 tablespoons, 9 points. The light butter, 56 grams, 6 points. Molasses, 1 teaspoon, 1 point. Then I'm going to do half regular brown sugar and half brown sugar substitute. So 4 points for the real brown sugar in 15 grams. And then we'll do 15 grams of, I know it's confusing, of the Truvia sweetener. So, and then the rest are 0 point items like oats, etc. And this is supposed to make 5 oatmeal cream pies. Altogether, the math, it comes out to a little over 4 points each.
Okay. That's a lot of effort for shaving off 4 points, but I guess you probably could have saved more points making your own frosting. Sorry. Maybe. I don't really know. I don't really know. I didn't play the Weight Watchers game long enough to know that. But his actual frosting is usually butter, sugar, and milk. Milk. But I know that there are like sugar-free, fat-free frostings out there that you could have bought that probably are lower points. So could you have made a lower point oatmeal cookie? Probably. Is it? The other thing you got to think is like, is the amount of time that you're going to put into making this oatmeal cookie going to be worth it? Like, is the amount of time going to be worth the outcome that just eating the damn cookie would have cost, right? Because now you're going to be stuck with 5 of these cookies. So what? Now you're going to be like, well, they're only 4 points each. So now I can have 2 of them. You know, oats are a lot. I mean, I know they're saying they're 0 points, but no. Anyway,
But still pretty good. So
it's a lot of carbs, I guess, is where I'm trying to go with this. But now, is it a good skill to know how to make oatmeal cookies and know how to make your own oatmeal sandwich cookies? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's fun because, I mean, Christmas gifts, why not? Or just party gifts, or, some people just like to bake. Go for it. There's nothing wrong with knowing how to bake. I mean, if that's just what you want to do. Alexandra doesn't strike me as the type that just kind of likes to bake. She's not really like the homemaker kind of gal. So I don't know. But you know what? I I enjoy watching her learn to cook. So this will be fun. Make these cookies, girl. I was really looking forward to the frosting though. You robbed me of it.
hopefully they taste good.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully. Again, check out the recipe because
There's no eggs in this recipe, I just noticed. Eh.
I know I just spewed a lot of stuff. Okay, preheat the oven to 350.
Yep.
First and foremost. Now, in a large bowl, mix together all of the dry ingredients for the cookies. Add the molasses and butter. Mix it until it forms a cookie dough. Then we're going to make 10 small cookie dough balls on the baking sheet. Bake them for 6 minutes. They'll seem cakey when they come out. Use your fingers to press down the discs.
Oh, really? All right. Do this. Do this. Cannot wait. Go.
To make them more flat and how they're kind of like a dense, the oatmeal cream pies are like a dense cookie. Let them cool for an hour.
They sure are.
They'll stay very soft, but we need them to firm up completely, and then we'll make our frosting. So let's get started.
Not making shit. Frosting's already made. What are you gonna do to this frosting?
First, we need to blend up our oats for our oat flour. Go ahead and link my food scale. It's also a smart food scale, so you can get all the macros for tons of different foods with this. So we need 32 grams.
How does it know? Does it like shoot an electrode through your food so it knows?
Of oat flour. Okay, so blend this. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and do the full oats, 15 grams of oat. So we've got that. Now I'm gonna put in our oat flour. Now I feel like protein powder really makes or breaks recipes. If they had PE science, that's what I would have gotten because that's what I have now in chocolate, but I don't have any sort of vanilla one. So
I will say when I was using flavored protein and I wasn't using the baking protein, the vanilla protein is actually kind of nice because it adds vanilla flavor. So it's actually kind of nice if you're making sweet baked goods, but when you're making things like, protein breads and stuff, it's kind of weird because it does add vanilla flavor. So for this kind of a thing, I would actually recommend using like a vanilla flavored protein just for the vanilla itself. I think it's pleasant. But if you're trying to use it to make like any kind of like savory anything or just like a neutral flavored thing, try to find something unflavored. Otherwise, like this is, or if you were trying to do like, pancakes, this is a bomb for pancakes, or chocolate flavored stuff for pancakes. Go. But yeah, if you're trying to make like a paleo bread or a keto friendly bread or anything that you just want to add protein powder to that isn't sweet, it might, unless you just could ignore the vanilla flavor, which isn't usually like overpowering, but sometimes you can taste it. If you don't care, don't worry about it. But some people, like for me, got a little weird. Probably though, honestly, once I get done with this protein powder, I probably won't buy it again, just to be honest with you.
that was really good for cooking with. We need 32 grams protein powder. Perfect. 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Oh, no, baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon of
Boy, I hope you used the right thing. I'm pretty sure she did. Boy, I hope you did.
cinnamon, quarter teaspoon of cocoa powder. Now I'm going to reset my scale. We're going to do the brown sugar. I'm going to do 15 grams of each of these. Okay.
Let's go all in. All in. Aren't you putting molasses in it anyway?
I find a great way to do these recipes is doing half of the sugar substitute and then half of the real sugar, and it makes it taste a bit more real. All right.
I've actually fallen in love with erythritol with monk fruit flavoring. That's been the one fake sweetener I can have that I don't hate. And you can get a brown sugar substitute for that one, or you can just get molasses. Brown sugar, surprisingly, is sugar but with molasses. So ever need to do that, there's your secret. But yeah, the monk fruit you can get a monk fruit brown sugar. I don't know if they do a dark brown sugar though. That one you probably would have to make on your own. But that seems to be the one non-sugar sweetener that I can have that doesn't bother me. But it's not pure monk fruit. You can buy pure monk fruit, but the kind that I get, it's actually, I think it's pronounced erythritol. Not erythritol. Erythritol with monk fruit flavoring. So I think it has monk fruit in it, but it's not pure monk fruit. Just letting you guys know in case anybody gives a shit. I don't like Truvia. I don't like stevia. I can't stand stevia. Disgusting. And pretty much any other fake sweetener, I can't stand them. They all taste awful to me. But that monk fruit and the erythritol doesn't seem to bother me. So.
15 grams. Boom. So now we got to mix these together, and then we'll add in the wet ingredients. I need to see if I'm supposed to melt the butter. I mean, the good thing is that I'm going to be using this butter. I'll show you. I'm going to be using this. This is very low point, and it's very like spreadable, so I don't think I'm going to need to melt it per se. Back on the scale, reset. We're going to do 56 grams of this. That's 23.
Okay.
40-ish. 52. Oh, 59. I take a little bit off. 56. Yay. And now, last but not least, a teaspoon of molasses. Oh, this smells very strong.
Okay. Molasses before. Molasses.
Time to mix it on up. This is going to be a little bit difficult. Stand by. All right. I honestly just feel like this is going to take a little bit of maneuvering with my hands here. So it's kind of like working it in with the butter, the dry.
You have a stand mixer, right? Also, this is what a whisk is for. Doesn't she have a stand mixer? There's nothing wrong with using your hands. There's nothing wrong with using your hands. Doesn't she have a stand mixer? That's what the stand mixer is for. Also, like literally, that's what a whisk is for. And wasn't she just then using a spatula? Like, yeah, that was your hands, girl. You show that dough what for? Sorry. All right, look. Normally, you want to cream the butter and sugar together. You want to put the butter in, and you want to put the sugar in, and you want to mix the butter and sugar together first. Sometimes you'll add your vanilla flavoring to that if you're using your vanilla flavoring, and if you're using molasses, you'll add that to that, and any other wet ingredient you're using, you add that after you've blended the butter and the sugar together. And usually you want to use solid butter sticks, not margarine, because you want a solid state butter because you want the fat. I know fat is a 4-letter word. I understand. I don't know what's going to happen here. I really don't. The reason why you want to add your dry ingredients last, especially if you're using baking soda or baking powder, is because once you put liquids into your baking soda and baking powder, it activates them. And the reason she's using those in this recipe or any recipe is because they're leaveners, and they cause whatever you've put them in to inflate. They cause gas, and they cause the thing to inflate. You know what soda bread? Well, maybe you don't, but soda bread, you put baking soda in it and it causes the bread to poof, right? That's why, volcanoes, the volcano science project, that's what's happening. It only happens when you add liquid. Bath bombs. That's what that is. So when you do something like this, now that she's put the liquids in with the baking soda, it's going to activate the baking soda. So effectively, she's on a timer now. She's only got a limited amount of time before the baking soda stops working. Also, I'm really curious to see how much these are going to spread and how much they're just going to stay as a ball. I'm just putting it out there. This is weird. And this is what the recipe told her to do. This isn't her. This is the recipe.
My ingredients here. But I'm kind of used to like having to use my hands for like cooking now, because when I make my Greek yogurt bagels, it's hard to mix things with just, just a spatula. Okay, our oven's preheated.
Mixer. You need to get a stand mixer.
Almost done. So this is going to make 10 little balls
How do you not have
of dough. It's kind of wet, the ingredients. But that might be because of the protein that I use. So hopefully it'll bake all right. All right, I'm going to try it really hard to equally place 10 little balls that are the same size on here. These seem really small. Hopefully they spread out a lot. But they should, right?
If you don't have, if you don't have a cookie scoop, I recommend the 2-spoon method. You just use 1 spoon, and then you kind of roll it between the 2 spoons, and then you scrape 1 spoon off onto the other. It's the thing. My recommendation, or get a cookie scoop. It looks like a little mini ice cream scoop. Perfect measurement every time. Look. Grow up with Martha Stewart, okay?
I don't know yet. These might be an epic fail because they look like they're going to be really small unless they like really spread out when they bake. This is delicious. I just tried a little bit. So hopefully these spread out quite a bit, or these are going to be tiny, and then at that point you may as well have a regular one. But that's the whole point of Can We Healthify?
What did you think you were doing when you were cutting it in half point-wise? Like, how do you think this shit works? Go ahead, keep going.
Our new fun series. I tried really hard to make them the same size, and I feel really confident about that. So popping these in on 350 for 6 minutes.
Also, if you're insistent on using your hands to do this kind of stuff, another thing that you can do to make shit not stick to your hands, run your hands under water. They don't need to be dripping wet. They just need to be damp. And this kind of stuff will not stick to your hands while your hands are damp. So you can really quick roll it off, scrape it off, pat it down. You can actually shape it into a cookie shape because those are not going to spread out. And then you can tap it down into the shape that you want. And it shouldn't stick to your fingers too much as long as your fingers are wet, and you can always re-wet them as you go. Tips and tricks.
Minutes. All right, I just made our icing. I figured I would just make it now, so it's easier while it's cooking. So this is all set. I'm just going to set this into the fridge and let it hang out. Now,
what did you make the icing with? I'm very confused. You bought icing. What did she do to the icing? Put protein powder in the icing?
I just took these out and I smushed them down with my fingers, and they are definitely giving oatmeal cream pie vibes here. So yeah, they did come out a little cakey. They definitely did expand. And I mean, oatmeal cream pies are pretty small, so I'd say these actually track to be just about the same size. So now we're gonna let them cool for an hour.
I really wish she'd shown them to us before she smushed them down, but I suspect there's a reason she didn't, because they don't look like they expanded very much.
And as you can see, a little piece broke here when I smashed it. Delicious. And I tried a little bit of the frosting. Guys, I think this is going to be good.
I will say they do look like an oatmeal cookie, like the Little Debbie oatmeal cookies. I will give them that. Visually, they do track. I can't tell you what they taste like because I can't taste them. But I will say, visually, they do look. So I am surprised. I am mildly surprised. I honestly thought these were going to come out looking like little dough balls, which I suspect they did. I suspect they did actually look like little dough balls, because there's a lot of mush in there in the center. I can see where her fingers were, which also makes me think that they're maybe not completely cooked in the center. But there's no egg, so she shouldn't. Sorry, there's no egg, so she's probably okay. Curious. I'm very curious.
Okay, they've been cooling. Now I'm going to add the frosting and make a little sandwich and do a taste test. Yay. You guys, when I say this is giving oatmeal cream pie.
Can she use anything else other than that fucking digital blur? Please, anything.
It really is. Half the points. Let's see how it is. Okay. Don't get me wrong. This is very good considering it was a healthified oatmeal cream pie.
She didn't say what she did to the icing, though. I want to know how she made. She keeps saying we made the icing, but she bought icing, and then she was saying she mixed the icing. But what did she mix it with? She didn't. She didn't say what she mixed the icing with. And it was very runny. So she thinned it out with something.
Like, very, very good. Okay, tell me how you guys want me to rate these. I feel like
10 out of 10.
on a rateability scale, we should do like taste likeness, like how much does it taste like the original?
That would be good.
How easy was it? And then an overall score.
Can you use your words and describe the actual flavor? Like, can you taste the cinnamon? Does it taste like vanilla? Does it chew like the normal cookie does? What does the vanilla icing taste like? Is it gooey? Does it have the same pull? Like, compare it to the actual fucking cookie. There's a lot of words you could use to tell me if this recipe works. Just giving me a rating is not going to do it for me.
On a tastiness scale of 0 to 10, I give it a 7. In terms of
Good.
easiness
Wow,
to
all
make,
right.
it was actually pretty easy. A little long.
Girl, what does it fucking taste like? Does it taste like an elephant dropping? Does it taste like a cinnamon sugar snickerdoodle with vanilla icing? Like, fucking use words that I understand. 7 out of 10 does not tell me what taste it is.
Long in the time, I give it an 8. And then
Okay.
overall, I give these an 8.
Okay.
Like, if you
8 out of 10.
want that oatmeal cream vibe here,
Okay.
this will do it. I don't know, it does kind of curb that craving.
Good. I honestly would just go buy the cookie, not gonna lie.
And you get some protein out of it.
I would just go buy the cookie and have a hard-boiled egg. I mean, just eat protein, people.
Okay. I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect them to be that good. Okay, and now I'm just cooking up the peppers and onions and steak. I have some fresh rice going, and then here are the leftover beans that I've been heating up every day. Now I'm going to assemble the rest of these and just package them up and put them in a little baggie. So we're just going to try one of our little Debs. And you can be super honest.
Oh my god.
Pretty close, isn't it?
These are really good.
And like usually these desserts are not that good.
Yar, use your words. What does it taste like? There are flavors in food. Can you describe them? Can you use 3 words? 3 descriptive words. Tell me what the cookie tastes like. Go.
Oh my.
You like it?
Yeah. What's the what does it have?
So it's oats, vanilla protein powder.
That's why I like it.
Because you like oats.
Mhm.
Yeah, oatmeal cream pie vibes. What else? What else is in there?
Words.
Nothing crazy.
Ooh.
Brown sugar, molasses. Really pretty good, eh? Scale of 1 to 10.
9.
Whoa.
I do not care.
Really?
All right. Look, I enjoyed this vlog. I'm not gonna lie. I know it doesn't sound like I did, but I enjoyed this vlog. I'd like to know. I'd like to know whatever it was she made with the steak and the peppers. It looked good. She put a lot of seasonings in there. I knew what the adobo was, but beyond that, I didn't really recognize anything. So I don't know what she was making. It looked, but I mean, it's steak and peppers. You can't go wrong. So I would kind of like to know because it looked good. So I'd like to know what that was. I have no idea how it turned out because we didn't ask anyone who has, the vocabulary to describe what food tastes like. The Little Debbie lookalikes looked like Little Debbie's. The icing looked a little thin, but everybody seems to think it tasted good. I mean, if you're only cutting it by 4 points though. I don't know. You let me know if you think that's worth the time and the effort. The recipe really didn't look like it was that complicated. And honestly, I think if you already have knowledge on how to cook, I think it wouldn't have even taken as much time as it took her because it really didn't seem like that complicated of a recipe. I'm mildly surprised it turned out as well as it did, just going off the instructions of the recipe. I still would have probably done it the way I've always made cookies and probably, done the butter and sugar together first and then put the dry ingredients in. But that's me. I don't know. Maybe it would have turned out differently. Maybe it would have turned out wrong. Oh no. I'm kind of tempted to try. I do like a little Debbie. But God, I wish she had made icing from scratch. I would have loved to have seen that. But I don't know what she put in the icing. I don't know what she blended with the icing. And maybe I just missed that because I was talking. That has never happened in the history of this channel. So I'm guessing she thinned it out with like milk or something, and then maybe also some protein powder because she was going on, oh, there's protein in it. I don't care. Y'all need to get over this protein powder in food shit. It doesn't make the food healthy. It doesn't. So anyway, so there's that. I don't think they're a bad idea. They looked good. Everybody seemed to enjoy them, so yay. I think I would still just eat the little Debbie protein cookie. Yeah, the little Debbie cookie though. I think I would just eat the little Debbie cookie. I'm lazy, okay, look. Um, but the dinner that she made looked really good. And yeah, I'd like to know at this point, because I feel like she's been doing Weight Watchers for almost a month at this point, if not a little over. I'd like to know if she's having any progress with it. So, especially since she made such a huge deal about starting it, I'd like to know if she's having any progress because I'm not visually seeing any, but she's only been doing it for about a month. So I don't really know if you even would see any progress. I'm just thinking about my own. I'm like, I don't personally see any difference, but I've been told that if people are seeing a difference, so people are starting to notice. I don't notice, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, and it's been February, March, April, 3 going on 4 months for me. So I'm guessing, I don't know, in 4 months if she sticks with it, we'll probably start seeing a difference. All right. So other than that, I had a good time with this one. I don't get the beige baby room, not raising kids, don't understand. Maybe it is good for them. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of it. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't actually care that much. Um I don't I seem to recall reading something somewhere that kids don't actually start seeing colors until they're like a certain age anyway, so I don't know. I don't know. I would care more if I was actually raising a couple of my own. I'm not. I'm gonna leave that one up to Chikara because I know she's getting ready to pop, so I know she's like really ready to pop. Both like figuratively and actually. She's like, I'm done being pregnant. I feel you. Well, I don't, but I understand. I understand being done with something and still having to do it. But yeah, all right. So if you've made it this far in the vlog, go ahead and put a cookie down in the comments section. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Have you made this recipe before? Let me know what your how it turned out for you. Which would you prefer? Would you rather make your own Little Debbie? Would you prefer to buy your own Little Debbie? Last time I asked about the cheesecake, most of you said you would buy the cheesecake as opposed to you would rather have real cheesecake versus fake cheesecake. So a couple of you did say you'd rather have the fake cheesecake though. So, there you go. Yeah. So let me know. Fake homemade Little Debbie, real Little Debbie. There's pros and cons for both. Mostly being lazy. Chemicals, not chemicals. To be honest. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. I know I say this every time, but Alexandra does not bother me. Most of the time I find her kind of dull. This video wasn't too bad, but that's because she was doing a lot of cooking, and pretty much it. I enjoy the cooking. I really do. I know I give her a rough time, but really it's all in jest. I just kind of enjoyed her taking that pepper apart was kind of weird, but that's just not how I would have done it. Same thing with the cookie. That's just not how I would have done it. I am not a chef, so who cares what I think? Anyway, all right. That's all I've got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and all I've got. So your emoji is a cookie. Leave that down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Answer the questions. That was your test for the end of the video, and I will see everybody in the next one. Bye!
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.